Hi, Sagittarius. This is your reading for the week of February 8th. So, Sagittarius, my dears, my loves, the song that I was hearing was Sunny Side of the Street. Grab your coat and grab your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. So, it's not as cool as the Ariana Grande one I got earlier. However, very meaningful. The feeling that I'm getting with this is I see that it's literally like I see you just walking out, closing the door on your house. Now, for some Sagittarians, this might literally be closing the door on a situation in your home and just walking away, just getting away from it. And I don't see it as you walking away forever. I see it as you saying, time out. This Sag needs a break. And it's absolutely perfect for you to be able to take a break, to get out, to walk around, I literally see you walking in the sun on the whole street sunny. But it's literally like you getting out going, okay, I've got to get out of that pressure cooker with all the thoughts and all the things. But Sag, you don't always realize how sensitive you are to energy. And especially now, because fire signs are very, very fiery. That was intelligent. There's a lot of fire on the earth. And in Ayurvedic medicine, what we're looking at constantly is the idea of how do we balance ourselves out according to the season, the environment, what's going on. So for fire signs, when there is a lot of fiery energy in the group consciousness, in the atmosphere, in the environment, whether it's from summer heat or from global conflict, there's a tendency to throw the fire signs out of balance very quickly because they are already fiery. And so it's going to top up the fire. So what you're being told to look at is, first of all, that the idea of walking away and taking a positive approach to it. So when I say, positive approach, just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Give yourself a break. Realize that there's another opportunity for letting go, release, checking things out. You've got the resistance card. And so what it's asking you to do is to look at where in any particular situation you are in resistance, you're fighting with. What does resistance feel like? It can be you closing it out of your mind and denying it. It can be you suddenly not being able to process information about it. It can be getting angry about it. It can be getting sarcastic and mean. It can be just going into overwhelm because you've just been putting up so much. And then all of a sudden you just kind of cut your energy off from it. It can be a lot of different ways, but usually, often, what we will experience as resistance is no or aggression, conflict. Right? Like literally like things coming to a head or coming to terms, not even coming to terms, but coming to a head with something, coming to clarity about something that's really creating conflict for us. So resistance is often experienced as conflict, not always, but you're being asked to look at that because if there's resistance to something, it means that you are being overstimulated or pushed in a direction that you're not liking. And it may be that you just need a break because it may be a situation you have to contend with. And maybe you do just need a break, which is why you're getting the play card to go out and play. But you're also being asked to remember spirit, guidance, the presence of the divine in the situation, whatever it is. And in the process of using this as a part of your growth and your evolution, look at resistance as an opportunity to see where you've come to the edge of something and you can no longer tolerate that thing, or you are coming close to the point of not being able to tolerate it. Because sometimes what happens in that resistance is if you just stay with it long enough, it forces something to break free. It can break free, and it can break the situation completely. So I'm going to read you the card because I think it's actually going to address a couple of possible situations you might be in. Just the right amount of resistance creates the friction or stimulation that provokes momentum for change and growth. Okay, so you're in resistance, you see it, what can I do about it? Yay, it's taken care of. Too much resistance can create so much drag that it brings things to a standstill. Okay? Resistance is a force of energy and deserves to be acknowledged and dealt with in some way. If it doesn't, it will continue to apply pressure and potentially cause damage to the existing structure. This could be the structure of a job, a relationship, a personality itself, or anything that has a system of operation with parameters and boundaries. So if you find yourself in resistance, check it out. See where you're stuck. See where the friction is. And is it something that is propelling you towards growth? Is it something that propelling you towards growth, either within yourself and or within a relationship or a situation? Okay. Whoops, Sag. That's too many cards. You can't have all of those, Sagittarius. I won't let you. Let's see what you got. So the idea of play, I think it's very good for Sages. Sag, you can be a very good player. You can play. You can be joyful. Sometimes you forget to. But it's an energy that resonates really well with you. So it's one of the things that can really help regulate an overbalance of fire or an abundance of fire. Play is silly. Play is for no other reason than having fun. And it's got that childlike quality to it. And it can really disperse a lot of that buildup of energy, because this is happening at a physiological level too, right? This is not just all esoteric, woo, it's happening at a physical level. Sages can sometimes get into the I must, almost, I won't say martyr, that's a little bit harsh, although taken to the extreme, it can be that. But it's really very much also that sense of duty, must do exactly right, must do like this, must do for everybody. And so what you're being asked to look at that is, is that really something that is actually honorable and noble and necessary? Or is this just a habit that you've kind of gotten into? Because sometimes we really think that on some level, whether we've actually defined it as that, as not, a lot of us come from cultures that say hard work is noble and good and it's the only valuable thing. But it's that hard part that we often get stuck on, is that it's got to be a bit of a pain and a struggle in order for it to be worthy. No, that's the old model. That's the old model when, you had to harvest potatoes in the middle of the plague in order to survive. Well, yeah, it was hard work, period. But it doesn't have to be, because we're not in the middle. Sometimes it might feel like it, but we're not in the Middle Ages, and we're not having to harvest potatoes with bare feet, running away from the plague. You're being asked in the process of play to change things up, okay? It's that get out, sunny side of the street. Little things that you can do to change the energy. If you can't get out, change the energy in your home. How can you change the energy in your home? Can you sit differently? Can you eat differently? Can you just do something to get some momentum going so that you can get out of that kind of stuck energy that resistance might be creating? All right? That's it for you, my Sages. Keep in mind, please, that if you are experiencing resistance, as much as it's uncomfortable, this is a point of growth for you. And part of it is allowing yourself to play. Part of it is remembering to take God with you and to not let hopelessness drag you down in this. If it is, look at if it's something that you can't seem to shift, often it's because there's a lesson that you need to look at, something from the past that maybe you've carried from yourself, from your family tradition, from a karmic place. We don't know. But if it hangs on for a while and you can't seem to shift it with any of these things, it's really worth looking at in terms of is there a deeper lesson here for you? Okay, Sag? But don't forget play. So long.